Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Harris, and I am the Director of Community Relations here at the Gardens in Town Square, located in the heart of Bellevue. I sincerely thank you for joining us for this Discover event on a very important and busy day. As with all virtual events, we may have a little bit of snafu here and there, so I ask that you just hang on with me as we work through that should that occur. And as a reminder, we will be recording this video for future use. So if you are not wanting to be on video, go ahead and switch your cameras to speaker view at this time. First and foremost, again, thank you for joining us. And I have just a little bit of history for you today. Who are we and how do we begin this journey? We're going to touch on that. And then we're going to touch briefly on our dynamic partnership with the University of Washington. Next, we'll take a brief photo tour of our common areas. And then I'll spend a bit of time reviewing our community model. There are a lot of different models out there, and it's important to know what you're looking to do. Our inclusions are pretty wonderful, and we're going to get to that as well. Following that, we'll take a virtual tour of our comfortable and beautifully appointed studio apartments. And then we'll explore various departments within our community and see how they work together to enhance the lives of our residents. During the second half of our presentation, we'll dip our toes into a live question and answer session called Safe and Engaged. This is where our community staff will be online and answer some questions and explain how they've been keeping both residents and staff safe and engaged during the pandemic. One important highlight to notice is that throughout the presentation, you'll see many photos where people are not wearing masks. And this was done safely and to highlight our community operating under normal circumstances. The first half of our presentation is going to focus under non-COVID circumstances. Era Living opened its first retirement community in 1987 when Eli and Rebecca Almo wanted to do something with a higher purpose. The goal was simple: create a place that provided compassion and professional care for seniors. Era Living worked to pioneer a powerful collaboration with its retirement communities, the University of Washington, and educational associations. Through this long-standing partnership of now more than 2 decades, residents are able to benefit from the latest industry research, innovative wellness, and active aging groups. The Gardens at Town Square was founded in 2002. We are centrally located in the heart of Bellevue, where you'll find luxury shopping, local restaurants, the public library, and much, much more. Since this is, after all, a virtual event, let's take a peek at some of our common spaces. As you enter the Fireside Lounge, a one-of-a-kind Dale Chihuly blown glass sculpture greets you. The lounge itself features floor-to-ceiling windows, connecting us visually to the local neighborhood just outside. Our mirrored pillars add a sense of luxury and openness to the lounge. Seating vignettes create warm and inviting spaces for friends to gather. Our library is complete with both fiction and nonfiction, providing an escape to anywhere at any time. Our Magnolia dining room greets you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dressed with white table linen, fine china, and rotating art from our local community. Our state-of-the-art movie theater is just steps off of our main lounge, and it's open nightly, featuring a wide variety of films for you to enjoy. Our bistro is one of our residents' most favorite gathering places. Conversations with family and friends can be shared over a hot cup of coffee, a cappuccino, a nice tea. Accompany that with freshly baked pastries and fruit, and you're off to a really good start for your day. Residents take pride in their garden boxes, and they help us keep our courtyard lush and beautiful year-round. The courtyard and its water feature make gatherings a quiet escape and a welcome addition to our community. At the Gardens of Town Square, we proudly offer independent, assisted, and memory care living. We have a flex license, which allows residents to age in place. Because of this flex license, residents are able to stay in their same apartment during various transitions from independent to assisted living. One very special part of our community is known as the Terrace. Our memory care team uses a clinically proven strategy called the Best Friends approach when building meaningful relationships that help residents feel valued, connected, and at ease. By using this approach, each resident is able to receive personalized care and help with their daily activities. These can include a range of things like dressing, bathing, medication monitoring, calming, redirection, and so much more. I'd like to touch just a bit on our model. This is an opportunity for us to unpack everything included in your monthly rent. We have what we best describe as an all-inclusive model. Listed on this page are several things that usually one would have to budget for when owning a home, but that you wouldn't have to pay for or worry about anymore when residing with us. That's right, what you see is included in your monthly rent. A few big ones to just briefly mention. Independent residents would receive one free gourmet meal per day, while assisted and memory care residents would receive 3. I'd also like to highlight our weekly light housekeeping and linen services, as well as Comcast high-definition cable, and home maintenance and emergency repairs, all included. With 168 renovated apartments, we will have a floor plan that's right for you. Our apartments are beautifully renovated. They feature stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, emergency help buttons throughout. Our studios begin at an inclusive price of $33.50, while our 1 bedrooms begin at $45.05, 2 bedrooms, $66.05, and our limited penthouses at $10,065. Speaking of penthouses, right now we have one beautiful penthouse available, and it features 2 fireplaces, French doors throughout, a full laundry room, central air, and so much more. I would like to focus on a couple of other departments that are within our community. Let's start with our life enrichment department. They work tirelessly to create a calendar filled with activities, with holistic activities that are ensured to make you have a great time. We have the ability to, and you will have the ability to attend informative lectures and discuss current events, play bridge, or even take an art class. There's really a lot to do. In a calendar month, there are so many activities to choose from. We've got exercise classes, including yoga and even flex or stretch. Our team hosts professionally curated art galas, themed parties, happy hours. There's also regular outings and a variety of cultural events that are sure to spark interest in most people's lives. The Thrive program is another program I wanted to touch briefly on, and this is a program that embodies the life enrichment activities calendar with activities that enrich the mind and the body and the spirit as a whole. Through our partnership with the University of Washington School of Nursing, they create wonderful programs. And through this partnership, we aim to promote and improve health, greater energy, heightened life enjoyment. These programs are backed by scientific research. Our Magnolia dining room is where all of our in-person meals take place. Our culinary service director, Kendra Parsons, makes sure that you receive nutritious and well-balanced, wonderful meals. They rotate seasonally as well, so that you receive a paired meal to the season that we're living in right now. At all of our Era Living communities, our collaboration with the University of Washington School of Social Work offers supportive services tailored to benefit and meet the interests and the needs of our residents. Our resident counselor, Seth Hutchins, helps lead support groups such as life transitions, men's and women's groups, as well as grief and loss support. For a fee, we also offer a program called Almost Like Family. And this is a great program. It includes advocacy in stressful situations. We will be an escort and an advocate with other medical and routine appointments for you. Counseling can even be provided as a fee-based program. And Seth works with you to fully understand your family's situation while providing the necessary guidance and the support that you might need. We're not done quite yet. Our community health department offers a wellness center as well. It's an independent opportunity for you to stop in and have your blood pressure checked, take your pulse, or even your weight. If you have medication questions, we can help you with that too. The Wellness Center is really our hub for assisted living services. And this is where you'll find resident assistance from our nurses, our community health director, and so much more. Speaking of that, our community health department specifically utilizes the University of Washington School of Nursing and the University of Washington School of Pharmacy to help us stay cutting edge in our services. Now, as we reach the halfway point, I want to dedicate some time for some questions and answers. This is an important topic, and we have a lot of things that are out there. So if you have questions, I really do ask that you put them in the chat feature so that we can address those for you. Happy to do that as they pop up to me. What I would like to also do is introduce at this point our Executive Director, April Tolstoy, to come and answer some very crucial questions that some of us have had and that have been sent to us in advance. April, if you don't mind, I would like to just ask you a little bit about how communication is going with our residents and our families since COVID-19 really hit.
Hi, Andrew. Hello, everybody. My name's April Tolstoy. I'm the Executive Director here at the Gardens. The communication that we've had with families and with residents has had to change for obvious reasons. And our methods are primarily through memos. So I've been sending out a lot of memos. Residents get them paper version on their ledges every evening. Or they could also have them emailed to their email account if that's an option for them. And families have been getting emails. So when things first started happening, the memos were coming out every day. It since has decreased due to fewer updates being needed and our community staying healthy, which is a great thing. But if any of that changes, then the communication increases again. And also I am available by phone if there are any questions that are outstanding, and so are my whole director team. They're all available to answer any questions. I talk to the whole director every day, and so they know almost as much as I do, if probably more. So they're well informed on what to do and how to help you. And if you need any questions or your family has any questions, we'll figure it out for you.
Thanks, April. One question, April, I get quite a bit from families on the phone is how often are residents and staff tested for COVID-19?
Right now, the company in collaboration with King County, we've been doing quarterly broad testing where we go through and we test every resident and every employee in the building. And we've also been testing as needed. So if a resident becomes ill with COVID-19, then we go through and do contact tracing, and we find who they have come into contact with over the course of the last 2 weeks, and we test those people. So I personally have been tested 6 times due to all the people that I talk to. We try not to leave any stone unturned when we're facing a situation where someone is sick.
That's great, thank you. My last real important question to you, because I get it a lot, so I'm going to throw it your way. Can residents eat in our dining room?
The short answer is yes. The long answer is right now we have only been approved to be able to eat in our dining room for dinner, and it has to be in parties of 4 or less. So there's been some residents who have loved to take advantage of that, and there's been others who prefer to dine in their apartment. Right now, we're still not charging for apartment dining, which before COVID, it was a charge. But since COVID, we've waived that fee. And we want you to feel safe and comfortable in your dining situation. And so we are still offering that. So right now we have about 60% of our residents who enjoy coming down to the dining room on any given night. And then 40% stay in their apartments. And also we ask if people don't mind staying in their apartments if they're not feeling well. And so that helps to make sure that we're taking care of our neighbors by staying in our apartments if we don't feel well.
That's great. Thank you so much, April. And thank you for your time. I know you're a busy lady.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to take just a quick opportunity and introduce someone that's important in setting up activities with us, and that's our Life Enrichment Director, Stephanie Butler. And Stephanie, I have just a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Of course. Hi, everybody.
Stephanie, one thing I hear all the time is, how are we engaging residents during COVID-19? What does that look like?
You know, that's such a great question, and we are constantly working on ways to enhance upon the current communication that we do have and engaging the residents that we are right now. Currently, what we have is we have an in-house channel, so a lot of our announcements are coming through the in-house channel. If residents aren't wanting to come out and participate in our 3 activities a day that we have currently in our Azalea room, we are doing daily calls to our residents. We're checking in on them, doing symptom checks, but also just wellness checks, making sure that everyone's doing well. I know that when you're by yourself living alone, it's nice to hear a friendly voice or someone just to say, I'm thinking about you. And, you know, I spoke with 3 residents this morning that I just called and said, I hope that you have a great day. And like, man, that's such a great way to start the day. So finding ways to continue to bring those relationships close together in a distant way has been very important to us in the Life Enrichment Department, and us as a whole staff here at the Gardens. We're always looking for ways to continue to engage with the residents. We've taken daily walks with certain ones outside as we're going and walking around the block. Many residents, they just want a friend. They just want someone to talk to. And maybe it's a different time than their next door neighbor or the person that they're dining with is going. And I personally love walking with our residents around the block. It gives us a chance to get to know people a little bit better, but also to develop those personal relationships. And so once we are back into what our new normal will be, we'll be able to really engage those residents on their likes and the things that they want. But right now, our biggest thing is just calling people and stopping and saying hello instead of just passing them when we're walking down the hallway. It's really, you know, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. How's your day going? I hope things are going well. Do you need anything? As we're getting to know the families more, making sure that their families are still doing well. So just keeping those conversations going and alive by just outreach and just checking in with people.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Can you touch on, you mentioned it briefly, but can you touch on any in-person activities that might be going on right now?
Oh, I would love to touch on those. That's my specialty. We currently are having 3 activities a day. We have activities at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m. If you're familiar with our Thrive program, it is a program that's based around mind, body, and spirit. And so our activities that we put into our calendar in a normal situation really zero in on making sure that what we're providing is a holistic approach to one's better self. And the activities that we're currently able to do, once again, are really getting us back into that. From exercise, as you know, I personally have known sitting down for the last couple of months, not doing as much exercise is really making myself a little sore. So exercise is very huge, from stretching and flexing to some cardio. And those are some of the morning activities that we're doing, waking up and getting going, to afternoon of just socialization. We have masks, we have certain requirements that we have to adhere to, but we have social gatherings, just getting together, touching base, seeing your friends that you haven't seen in a period of time or haven't been able to dine with because you like to dine at 5:30 and they like to dine at 4, but giving the people the opportunity to get together and just chit chat in a social setting. Um, and then in the afternoon, anything from our counselor that comes in and he does contemporary issues, men's groups, women's groups, led by a woman, of course, and just different social and spiritual activities that we're having right now to align with our Thrive program. So we're always trying to keep it going in different ways, bring new things into the community and new activities that'll help us align with the requirements that we have, but will also allow us to bring things into the community that the residents like and that give them, again, that setting for taking care of ourselves, our mind, our body, and ourself as a whole. So currently 3 activities, but hopefully soon we'll be able to move that up to 4, maybe even 5. And if we get crazy with it, 6 sometime soon. So yeah.
That's wonderful. Thanks so much, Stephanie. I appreciate your time and stepping away today to address those things with us.
Of course. Thank you all. I really look forward to meeting you in person and not just on the computer screen, but I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Take care.
That's wonderful. At this time, I do want to just go ahead and take a moment for anybody that might have a question to put something into the chat. If you have that, I can definitely go ahead and address those questions for you. If not, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for your time today and for participating in the presentation. I will go ahead and send everybody that joined the call the full video presentation. I do apologize for that glitch. We were unable to get that to you, but I do assure you we will get that your way. I do hope that we were able to touch on some important topics for you and address some important questions. The most important, I think, is engagement and what that looks like during this time. Everybody engages a little bit differently, and we want to make sure that we're here to do that for you. If you or a loved one would like additional information beyond the video presentation, I'm happy to send that out for you, and my contact information will be included in the email to each of you. Other than that, I thank you very much for your time today, and I hope you all have a really wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much.